31st of May.
Blessed love royal family. Once again, as always, we're thankful for the presence of each and everyone coming in. And as always, as we are going, as they say, live on the platform, we are just making sure everything is in full order here. Okay, yes, royal family, we do give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie I. And of course, we give thanks for this Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress Church of True Divine Salvation. I welcome the royal family to another edition of Welcome to the House of Priests, Honorable Priest Isaac with the Honorable Priest Richie, talking about Honorable Kes Westmore at this moment. And of course, we intend to have a beautiful program with you. And you may be seeing a poster with one of our outstanding priest, Honorable Priest Shimran. That is just a poster as such, highlighting an interview that I would have done with the Honorable Priest, which the full watch will be able to be seen on the Institute's website. I will say blessed love to the Honorable Kes Westmore before we go into the program, and ask the Honorable Priest to even lead us this evening in our opening prayer as we enter into Welcome to the House of Priests, my Lord.
My Lord, give thanks again. Give thanks for such opportunity. Well, Emmanuel, I, Selassie, I, Jah, Rastafari. Glory be to our Father, and to the Son, to the Holy One of creation. As Jah was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, Jah without end, Selassie, I, Jah, Rastafari. Glad tidings of far spreading all around. Christ's disciples tell it to me. We give thanks to the Ancient of Days, from in the Garden of Tivoli to 10 miles out of the bloody city of Kingston, on the northeastern side of Warwick Isle. We go give thanks to life. We give thanks to the blessed life giver. We give thanks to the teachings of the Most Right Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. We give thanks to fundamental freedom, redemption, and international repatriation. Bless Lord the meek, O the Most High, and be the weak, be strong. Give thanks to life and give thanks to hearing our calling from over the distant sea. Holy Emmanuel, I, Selassie, I, Jah, Rastafari. Cut and clear. Blessed Lord, my Lord.
Yes, my Lord, give thanks, and I know all is well with you.
Yes, Majesty, we love life.
Oh, of course, give thanks. Everything is blessed on this part here, just holding a memorial and a celebration and many different things, as the 31st of May, just a few days ago, would have passed. And it's, well, for me, it's a highly important day, as you know, that's the day I would have been crowned officially as a prophet, the 31st day of May. And that would be 23 years ago, officially, and we all know that the 31st of May is also the day where the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards would have made that departure from I, wherein he's not seated up, at least the way that we know him from that time. And I'm speaking of the 31st of May, 1994. And it's still interesting because someone's considered that the 31st of May is the same Earth Day of the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, something that has been published and gone out to the world. It has become an issue for debate, So if that is the case, that will also make it another level to celebrate, if that's the case. But again, that is still something that many still have on the table, and it's not something I think that as a Congress we would have certified that, yeah, that's the day we celebrate. But whatever the case is, still, my Lord, the 31st of May is, especially 1994 more than anything else, stood out as a day that many ones never expected. And that is the day when the Black Christ in flesh himself would have sealed his presence amongst us, at least on that level there, in the mission. So we are looking forward now to the future. And even as we spoke prior to even coming into this session here, we are dealing with Bobo Shanti going forward, the resurrection of the kingdom And the reality is, even in the interview I had with the Honorable Pri Shimran today, of which I want to give just a little excerpt so the family can hear what we were speaking of before we go too deep. We were talking about Bobo Shanti and the future and exactly, what it is that we are looking forward to. And I know within his comment, it was more the structure and the setting up of diplomats and officials within this Congress and those of us who are members to adhere to those who would have been put into specific seats and places and offices to carry on the work. So as I said, there's a short bit of his presentation I want to present to the people tonight. Not necessarily the part dealing with the establishment or the government moving forward. But before we go to even him, again, my Lord, I would like to even hear your opening remarks, let's call it that, for tonight, as it relates to, the 31st of May and Bobo Shanti going forward. Rastafari, my Lord.
My Lord. Well, give thanks, my Lord, is a significant moment, 31st of May. And even as I mentioned there, within the book, the unveil of the Black Christ unveiled by the Honorable Empress there, which was she symbolized or she points out that 31st of May, I just say which it strikes a debate, if you would call it that still, amongst members still. So wherever still, the 31st of May, when you check the date, if you look on the Gregorian calendar, and I know as a people, we always deal with numbers, the fifth kingdom of justice stand for equality and justice again. And the 31 is a 1 in 3 and 3 in 1 again. So it's really significant. But what stood out for me personally still is there was a mission that took place, and there was this pamphlet that I had read in Honorable Priest Bobby had given me that pamphlet, and that pamphlet, it meant a lot to I, because reading that pamphlet is the 14th of May 1994 that that document was written, and that document was written to the Prime Minister at that time. It was at PJ Patterson, and the Governor General was Howard Cook, still going out to the Queen of England also. Now, when I read that pamphlet, the energy that you feel is like you read all other pamphlets before, and it have a different energy in it, like a man making him final statement then what him want. So it's like, a man go to execute. Sometimes you probably watch them things that you read some books and the man going to make a final execution. It's like you can see now that the time is closing, the door is going to close. And him want you forget this, that let this thing sink down inside of you. And one of the things that really I was strongly in that was that there was a point there where he was sending a message to Howard Cook. And he was telling Howard Cook that Queen Elizabeth says this. No, Howard Cook was saying that he should not go to the Queen. That's what he was saying. And it said, you cannot tell me that I cannot address the Queen. You understand? Because what he's showing is that him done address the matter already. And it's like, but sure, say this thing is in the Jamaica government and I'm not dealing with it. So him does sure say, she have to just deal with it. And he might say, you cannot tell me that I cannot address the Queen. But one of the part that him saying it, I've never read a document before where the father said this. It could be enchanting on the altar.
True.
But however, I'm always say the lady monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, or them things. But this part him said, seal up with death to the Queen. And the energy, I've never read a pamphlet like that before, like that. When even they address where him addressing him repatriation and them thing there. He will tell us earthquake, lightning and thunder, and he will tell us and he will address these earthquake and lightning and thunder will mow them down to even the Jamaica government prime ministers. But him always expect that, but the queen must come down and rectify this. Remember the individual man, but this time he say him seal up with debt to the queen. So looking into it now and hearing of the 31st of me and the father make a move on these pamphlets, because there are certain pamphlets, Bobo, it is a mystic place, it's a spiritual place, and if you hunt and seek, you will find. And there's always certain, in my movement, there are certain pamphlets that come at a time. When is that date going through? Something I have to say, well, how you find this pamphlet at this time, at this moment of time? So that is why it's not a place that people just take it ordinary like that. It's a spiritual place. And Bolipa works that go through spiritually and physically. And if you're in yourself and you're searching, you will find. So even that pamphlet, and that pamphlet, I remember, and our priest Bob wasn't in the foundation for a time when I reached there. You understand? It was like coming down into 1999, like the late part of 1998, and every priest Bob returned. I always remember that. But it's a pamphlet that he handed into our hands, So, and then you'd hear the emperor speak of the last mission, the previous mission, before the father made that move. He said the mission when I'm going was where the 4-point document was presented. So when you look into this, and he said, that is it. That is it. Sealment. So there, on that moment there.
The last mission there, that's not the African mission you're talking of?
No.
Another.
That's the last delegation that was sent to the Jamaican government. The 4-point.
King Emmanuel was on it, or he sent it?
He sent his angel, because even Honorable Empress Petch said she was on that mission there. Right, you understand? So it's 4-point document, where it was a representation to International Court of Justice, to the OAU, to the United Nations, and to Queen Elizabeth II. The 4-point document to be dealt with. And that's a sealment. So you find out, it's like you say, it is finished, was its cry, Right. What more can he go to? It is done.
Death to the queen.
Death to the queen. Yeah. And if you is a person like you follow up, because I say consider the last part of a person's statement.
Yeah, of course.
You understand? So coming down to that time, even when we read even the 92 document of the United Nations, you see, coming down to that time there. The Feast of the Passover, so some important documents come out at that time, because you can see say a movement. So if he's a man that study certain things, in a Babylon, them have some detective or go on some works and study certain things, and them go into this and them start an interview, who was the last person, so and so. It's like, people hear certain things, but between the lines, decipher. You see, there's messages that was come, and that's why you see even the youths will come in this time and they'll take up certain things and they'll be asking questions. Because the youths will come in, and the youths gonna come in this time and they're gonna ask questions, a lot of questions. A lot of questions going to be asked, So it's going forward in this time now, because it's where the Congress is, even after that moment of time, how the agitation been going, what's been happening. But a lot of things been happening, and it seems as if things are not happening, or to some people's point of view, but things have been happening.
I was saying that even interesting, the ANC is 30 years they're celebrating too.
Yeah.
Well, their stronghold in South Africa. And the election just seal up, and well, I guess they're still on the top of the hill, but they're not as high up on the hill like they were.
As they used to be.
And interesting, because isn't it the African, before it was the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress?
Yeah, because they read document, just said it was the national before.
So EA, B, and Z?
No.
I just,
Yes, see? But when you read up some pamphlets, it tell you that before, you
yeah,
know? So
yeah.
right, so
African
the
National
father is
Congress.
always moving on still.
Yeah, and because as I bring that up because you say the mystics with the numbers and how things just tend to, so when South Africa get its independence as such, because we know all them things are symbolic, emancipation,
Right.
all these things there. Although
True.
we just celebrate them or check them, but there's some nooks, they're still tying us back to our colonialism. But anyway, it's still interesting that in 94, because I know King Emmanuel celebrated when Mandela got free and everything. So in
Right.
94,
And the Congress was called to lead that march.
in Jamaica,
Congress was called to lead that march.
that's in
They
Jamaica,
were
we
in the front. Yeah, they were in the forefront.
true. Never know that one there.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll give
And,
thanks to that.
speaking of South Africa a while ago, I always remember,
Yes.
that every priest always speak up and say, King Emmanuel sent one 7 barefoot priests to land in South
Yes, I
Africa.
always hear that one, there, man.
7 barefoot priests to
Yeah,
land in South
barefoot too.
Africa there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
You see it?
mm-hmm. Long time
And
I hear that reasoning, there, man.
yeah.
Yes,
So
I.
yeah, even the movements, because you see, him
Ah,
as him say him need a tabernacle in each state.
yes, man. Mm. Yeah, man, give thanks to that remembrance there. Yeah. It's long time I hear that reasoning there. The 7
Yeah, 7
barefoot
barefoot
to
priests.
step into South. So that means South Africa have an energy.
It has an energy.
The father had to see that cramp first.
It has an energy.
Because remember, we spoke of even when the same 31st of May, when King Emmanuel make that step, hundreds of thousands of people are being slaughtered in Rwanda the same time.
Wonder.
He moved on the 54th, the 53rd or the 54th. I think it's the 54th day. He make that move there in the middle of the 100-day genocide in Rwanda. Same time, the ANC getting a stronghold on South Africa. It's very interesting.
Right.
So everything is in alignment again because it's the departure of a spiritual man is not a thing to play with at all. Eh?
Oh, you know, one of the
And
I
even
met a
leading up
sister.
to
I remember I met a sister in what 19. It was in 1997 or 1996. It's 1997, and she said because I always remember it's an earthquake and an earthquake. She said King Emmanuel I travel through the earth now. Yeah, she said it's through the earth him traveling right now. It's not a Bobo sister, It's just a sister that's meet me as a Rasta daughter. And them time I rising as a young Rasta, see me, and she tell me that, Say my travel through the earth now. So like what she have made me know, like when I see the earth moving, say King Emmanuel is traveling through the earth.
get that one there.
Yeah.
Like just like how he embodied the flesh.
Right.
He embodied the
Earth.
I do
Traveling
want to share
and appreciate, man.
yes, some of the words.
True.
And well, let's see if what we gather from here
All right.
somewhat connected to leading up, as they say, to the moment. Let's just listen to them words.
All right.
And with documentary, see, I would believe, especially this one here, through my life. Yes, God and King, still at the same time, I know I'm going to keep it forever now, but I want to ask the of a few other things of importance. There was a time you spoke to I about a feast. I think it is a full moon feast. You might have to get your maths together here now. I think you say it's either 93 or 92 or 91, where the food was placed on the floor in the tabernacle, I think, on a rug. Now, I have the thing, you'd have to straighten out, like, But I know you showed me that already.
Not sure.
Well,
Well,
it again.
well, I can recall that two such things take place.
I think that's it too.
One of them was called a groundation.
Right.
Which I spread on white sheet on the ground
In the
tabernacle. And have the fruits them on the ground.
The fruits.
Yeah.
Not cooked food.
No, that one was the feast, was the cooked food.
True.
But the groundation
True.
was the fruits them on the ground and the tabernacle, jelly, banana, orange, and all these things.
It's not over with the moon.
Eh? Yeah,
Okay,
because that was the I checked so the 18th of October that one. Yeah, that's supposed to go on in 1990. Then in 1992, now, the Golden Jubilee took place where the food and Jack cooked make the food and cook in the kitchen and put two big long table in the tabernacle outside Bingin, not in the church, not the outside ground. Everyone who come in the tabernacle, them get them food share in the tabernacle. You can eat in the tabernacle, you can go outside with it and go eat. Cause it's just like a feast, The priest them just did it. I sing and the music and keep keep the vibes,
That's not a good. You continue. That's when I see you and Priest Daniel.
Playing. That's right. That was on the 25th of April. No, 25th of May.
May.
Yeah. Me never forget that because that was my sister born there. Let me pray to Empress Martha B. She born the 25th of May.
True.
So we can't forget that day and priest. Also priest Vision and priest in part of named priest Vision and my daughter were born the same day too. So we can't forget that occasion, the 25th of May. So me remember the exact date.
True, man.
Yeah, true. Not sure. African Liberation Day. Yeah, Golden Jubilee. Everyone feeling gold, So everyone of it, get them gold. Yeah, man, it was a joyful time, as you can see.
And the reason why I bring up that, and let me just say, give thanks to our Appreciation Man for the reason that we did that a bit early there. And let me say, even for all those who are in tune to welcome to the House of Priests. As soon as we seal this evening, as soon as you see we say blessed love and we seal, I will be airing the full interview on Radio Anu. After this program here, the Honorable Priest Shimran, the full, it's approximately 2 hours long. So, but that's the audio, of course, on Radio Anu. I'm not gonna lose nothing, it's not a PowerPoint. So you still get the full vibes, but for sure, you definitely would have to check the website to visit Radio Anu, and don't worry, you will see the full visual in time to come. Yes, my lord, I brought that up just to the reasoning, and we're talking about the departure and the preparation. So when I asked him that, because he would have spoken to me about that already, just what he just mentioned there, but I had the history a little mixed up. So that was just like a clarity there for me. And it all sounds like preparation again. 2 sets of feast with food on the floor, fruits on the floor, people inside of the church area. And that's just like a couple of years, 2 years. But remember, that's 1990. 1993, there was a next feast again. So yeah, we can see like a lot of feasting happening. Years going before the 31st of May.
True. Because give thanks to the appreciation again for example, in 2016, the 50th anniversary of His Majesty coming visitation to Jamaica, we kept a golden banquet. And we did the same thing again.
True.
The groundation celebration, the food in the tabernacle and everything. So
you think you get a little struggle with that one there?
Yeah, you always, you see there's a lot of things you're probably going to get
If there's someone elder than him say, nah man, we never see that before.
Right. Remember, you know, because you see, there are things. It's just like, for example, when I came forward, no Monday evening service never used to go up like that. We talk about. Enough ones never used to see it. And then you have like another priest Earl would come, another priest God do it. I remember one time he did it, 1999. I'll never forget that. It was like the 1st of March too. I'll never forget that. The Monday evening service go up, come on a short cree, and then another 2-hour service in the evening. Now, many ones never see that. Or some people totally forget about that. And I remember I hold that in my head. Even as an acting priest, I hold that in my head. I never not seen it going up like that. And I say, you see the day when I get leading priest, I'll have to continue those service. And I remember one evening, I was going up with this evening service now, the second half of the Monday evening service, and elder priest speaking, say, we celebration going through. You understand? Some people is the first them seeing that. So sometimes I'm like, what's going on? So at the same time, so it's just so the order go. That is why sometimes now him say you come in at the morning, you see certain thing. But if you come in at midday, you probably never saw go on at the morning. And if you come in at the evening, you still have to humble yourself because you miss morning, you miss the afternoon. So there are things where you might have never yet seen. You see, because there are certain things within the order, yes, you see sometimes, and it happens, and a person never sit like that, and then a person, I never sit like that, and you probably see another priest Morgan, him dip on the yard, and priest Morgan say, what that make nice for? Of course, he can go, so. You never know, say he could go, so. You understand? So, I'm sure one never see that before. So, there are many things sometimes where ones will never see. But through it inject and it in depth in people's mind, and you continue to play over and over, you'll see it. Because remember, the order is something, is not when you go to the tabernacle.
Sure.
Something one must always play over and over in your mind, the settings of the tabernacle. Because remember, Lalibela did go up into heaven and see the vision and come far down. And that is why the same thing with Jerusalem schoolroom, where every priest enter the classroom and see. That means it is embedded inside of you. So wherever, that is why it's good to know every part of the culture. From the man saying that the Aki tree in the day, because it was a Daniel alone. And the Aki tree was in banner, red, gold, and green, red, black, and green, because the part of the Aki. Till, and he might shock and thing till our next man come. Till a man can come and hold the banner. So when you know the growth of everything, as it step up the line, you could know, say, if you find yourself somewhere, you don't have to worry yourself and say, this can't happen because you don't have so and so. When you remember the depths and where it start from, you know you can start. So if you have that same faith as the man himself, because you realize the water priest after the order of Melchizedek, you can rise also. So the in depth of everything that you see must be embedded upon you. That means anywhere in the earth, you can set it. You know, if you make a shaker. You know, all of these very thing is very important as a priest. Every settings, what kind of skin go on the drum, everything is very important. So therefore, you know, say it's inside of you. You can set this order. You can set this order because the order is inside of you.
So
remember,
we just keep we just keep starting to cut the ice. You see the skin and the drum, and I know even coming up around the bingy. I can't remember the technique, not a master drum, but I think the kete is a female young, and
it can stretch. Remember, she can stretch when she's pregnant.
What said again?
Remember, she can stretch when she's pregnant.
Wow, I see.
So you know, say thin, so you know, say yeah, naturally.
Wow, true. Right. And the bass is a ram.
Right.
That's why the bass does have all them heavy here. Sometimes a bass drum does
sometimes depends on how one clean the skin.
Yes, but true man see a lot of bass drum.
Right. Yeah, man.
You pick up that, you're not gonna see that on a nice clean ketty.
Yeah.
You know. So no, I just taking up what you're saying to even know these little simple skills, because the Honorable Priest Shimran was highlighting, okay, for example, watching a video there with Honorable Prophet Jeff, King Ija Star, and he interviewing a man like Priest Bannock.
Right.
And Priest Bannock name come up several times in the interview we do today, you know, as a teacher, as a chief within the art, what people call visual arts today.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because sometimes I just marvel these banners and so we just fly. Some people just ask, where you buy them here? People just ask that,
Right.
where you
True.
buy the kind
Truly.
of banners Bobo just prepare, even the way we paint our altar and the precision with them stars.
Right.
You know, man just want to know where the template be. Template inside enough ones.
Yeah, man.
Like a person, as I said, Priest Bannock, and ones that comprehend. We were talking about the guidance
Yes.
industry. Me and Priest Shimra were talking about that.
Yeah,
and
man.
how we not seeing nothing even close to that in
No,
comparison to what we used to see again. So all of these things need a serious revival.
Yeah.
This thing need plenty working on, my lord. And
Yeah,
not
because when you look to even
Mm.
those elder priests, and you can see in everything you're doing, because remember, you're not doing the thing because of a money thing, It's a money thing, like you're making a guidance and everything there. You're giving someone a brooch. It's like you pin a medal upon his majesty.
I'll let the priest say to the king.
Understand? So it is a lifetime.
Mhm.
It is something that for a lifetime. That means even your great grandson couldn't get up and say, so that was for that a great grandfather. It's so unique. You understand? It have a special moment because when I come, my priest said, Priest Bannock is a man more and just make some guidance, and everyone on the field just get a guidance.
Yeah, of course.
You see it? And all them things. So these things, because these things are priceless. So I mean, just say again, remember when that time we were speaking, and I think another priest, I think I hear a speech with Priest Dougie too. And they speak about that to like just sending him chief builders. All of these, man. All them builders, is them him sending. You understand? Like Priest Bannock was saying, not Priest Bannock, another Priest Dougie was saying, like,
Sure.
Joshua said, yeah, man, start building down here now, right now.
I think it's Priest Turks on the same
And
channel.
Priest Turks said, start building now, And him sending these, man, like I'm sure he said, me start build, sending these, man, and you check it is the truth, man. And that would remind me of Marcus Garvey again, as Marcus Garvey said, the first set of people you must send in is the builders. And when them build and them set everything, then them set to the west, come home.
Mm.
So those are the first set of people that will build the development. So the tabernacle settings is the same Abraham, same Jacob, everywhere them go, everywhere them sojourn, where them stop for a moment, them have to pitch the altar. You have to give thanks. You have to consecrate the land.
Nehemiah in the Bible as the builder of the wall.
All right.
Repairing the walls and all them strong man with him setting up the temple. And then
True.
Ezra, high priest, come to bring in the service. And the scripture say, that when the foundation was laid again, there is the scriptures there. Ezra and Nehemiah. And them prophets around that time. When the temple was resurrected, the elders wept, and the young people rejoiced.
Nice.
And I think the rejoicing was so strong that they couldn't hear the old people and weeping.
Right.
Because there were more young people than elders. But
yeah.
And so we didn't see that day yet.
No.
Okay, all right. But we expect that to be some way.
We expect that to be, because it just reminds me, you see a little part of it, but you don't see it yet.
No, not
right.
fully yet.
It's like, for example, the tabernacle at Mount Teman being down for a long period of time.
Yep,
and it was a conference hall. Because I remember, like, Honorable Priest Bob was always like weeping.
Oh.
Weeping. Want a tabernacle, need the tabernacle again, need the tabernacle, and young ones. So even when the tabernacle resurrect and even service, you know, elders, them feel good. And young man still rejoice, you know, say, yes, finally, can go over the tabernacle now. So I say it's just a teeny bit of the joy, you know. If you don't say yes, finally. And I know it's the same way where the elders them will cry and say, this is what them heard about a long time. And the youth going to rejoice and say, yes, we have done it. So there shall be a rejoicing and there shall be tears that will be tears of joy. And it's I and I have to make that a reality. In a reality for the ancients also.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, make it a reality for them, you know.
Because we have to do it for them,
Give them
man.
the rest that they truly deserve for all of them works and them tiling and all of these things, you know, that they have gone through, you know, many beating with buttons and all of these, you know, priest Bobo always, I never forget that, you know, that's what I just see the priest Bobo always speak about priest roller, you know. Him say that man can take lick. Yeah, the amount of button you know, them elders they face, so yeah, man. So have you kept them bones, you know, them living bones, you know. As most say,
Living bones,
my
and
bones, you
everything,
know, have
yeah,
kept
man,
them
living
living
bones.
bones, you know.
Yeah, because the younger, the generation before have to do it for them, man.
Yeah,
So
man.
we can't make the generation coming after do for us what we was supposed to do
For them.
for them elders there. Impossible. No way. No. So yeah, because that can't work.
No.
That can't work because many of us were not there to see the first.
True.
You know, maybe only a man like Free Shimran and so.
Yeah, and I see as youth them and youth them was elders. You know, it could be
that
elder
coming
more
elders
than them,
now.
but them is elders, you know, and it embedded in them and growing them. You understand? Continually, as even as a youth, like I never preach him, who he never go to school outside. So I'm getting
Imagine all
home
that.
school, Jerusalem home school, you understand? I'm teaching and everything, learn to read and everything, you know. You know, I never preach him and David, you know, David's son.
David's
You know,
son.
I just show him his the harp, you know.
Yeah,
David's son. So
man.
yeah, man. So we give thanks to them Asians there, we give thanks to youngsters still, you know.
He
And we
said
see them
that the only school he go, he say he take a computer class
right.
at
Liberty
Marcus
Yard.
Garvey.
Yeah, I take my little computer class here too, you know. Yeah, man, little, you know, BS6 to learn about the computer, you know.
True, man. True. He say he never left the Trinity, you know.
I, I remember there was one time we doing a class and some discrepancy the teacher was saying to write a letter of complaint, you know, to I think it was the water commissioner. So them do some injustice and take off your water. But you see, through reading and everything, Emmanuel Charles Edwards pamphlets and that energy, like when David for him right, it end up that I type the letter like that, and she said, "Why you deal with it such force?" Yeah,
Was make water run up, you know.
yeah. She said, "How I deal with it such force?" When she read the letter, what force? But it's through the continuous read of these pamphlets. I know the father agitated for him rights, and it's like just get to the point. So it end up that's the same fashion it was written in.
Free water way.
Free water. Yeah.
I could imagine.
Yeah.
Yes, that deep. Yeah, and then he said that when we reach Ethiopia, he go to Haile Selassie University.
Yeah.
He go Emmanuel School, Marcus School, and then
Yeah,
he go
man.
Haile Selassie School. He said all that in the interview we do.
All
So,
right.
so we give thanks. But yeah, man, so again, I think even the interview we had still again bridging to this. The future, because that's really the discussion right now, you know. Bobo Shanti. Yeah, we still reasoning on the past.
Yeah, man.
But right now, the EABIC have to be futuristic. And I think again that Robert Pre-Shimman put it down today good when he clarified. It's an agenda we have to deal with. Yeah, we have a constitution, we have everything, you know, but at this time, we can't forget that we're in a modern time too. And even those of us that
Can't
may
forget that.
scattered in different places, even different jurisdictions have different laws and bylaws and protocols and different things that the country may run under, that you may just have to adjust a few things depending on where you are. All in things important. But to me, Rastafari in general, let me tell you now, I know it's Bobo Shanti, so certain Ras is not going to like to hear this, but this is not a fantasy world, and it's not a fable world. And, to me, where we are almost like sitting ducks. And it's Rastafari that will preserve this world. And it's Bobo Shanti, without a doubt, that will preserve Rastafari. Now, I know some Rastas not going to like to hear that, maybe because they're more spiritual than me. But outside of all of them spiritual things there, the reality of life, that is why we as a Congress with a constitution, need to, we don't have to reinvent the wheel at all, Bobo Shanti, across the globe. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's just about revisiting the wheel, oiling the wheel. It's oiling the wheel. Now, sometimes to talk about a wheel like a bicycle wheel or a tire, sometimes you have to patch the tire and put air into it. But you have to reinvent it. You see, so that's what it is. We're not making it over. But to be honest, in the time that we live in, a few things may have to adjust. And look, we have
renovate it, man.
Renovate it. I see some ones, and I go get straight to that one too. I see ones not too pleased with, like, for example, an elder committee. Then to me, that's a very positive step. Now, that's just my opinion. That's something long overdue. I think that is something King Emmanuel would stamp and say, yeah, that's a good move, my lord. Who came up with that idea there? An elder committee, that only makes sense. Even if you have a parliament, okay, even if you have different committees, again, another thing that we gathered from the elders in Ghana in their reasoning, Priest Turk was showing that King Emmanuel have several committees. You know what I mean? And I get them reasoning there from Priest Akil already too, In fact, they have certain special things coming up. Just farm a 5-man committee quick. Deal with that. And so forming a committee and putting a group together is not against the law. And to me, an elder committee for any organization that have people that get in gray hair and to say, hey, the few of us that are over whatever the age is, we need to have a little niche, a little stronger government council so that we can, serve out our wisdom, our wise mind, our experience. Because it's one thing,
naturally.
You don't have to go to school to get experience,
Not praise.
You don't have to take no test.
Every day in a school.
It's just natural. How will it be? You have to have the experience. It only makes sense.
Naturally.
So even a thing like that, an elder council, to see a Rastafari group or any group saying, hey, let's honor our elders council. They're meeting regularly and doing their best to some degree especially to check for the other elders. To me, that's a step in the right direction. To me, that's one of the beautiful thing, man. Let's see going forward.
It's a beautiful thing, priest, because you see, where you have to come to the reality. As I say, it's a realistic thing. You understand? It's not an illusion thing. It's not a fairy tale. A fairy godmother or the wizard or whoever. Them thing and happily ever after. And this is not a Cinderella thing. You understand? So it's a real thing. So when you look at it now, it's majesty. And I always speak of this part. King Emmanuel Charles Edwards said him come to seal up Marcus Garvey works. I always look at that part. Him come to seal up Marcus Garvey works. That means if you want to know why I'm dealing with them, understand why I'm saying, you have to go consult Marcus Garvey books. You have to go understand him literatures and why I was talking about, and say, this is what King Emmanuel Charles Edwards is. As Marcus Garvey said, we have to have and say, no, race is not free until it has its own government, its own order of society. That means how you live as a people. Him say, segregation is good, yes. If you're going to segregate, to live to that particular principle, to bring forth that principle where you live to. That means you have to practice your lifestyle. That is why the man formulate us into a government. I hear another priest Bailey too. Him speak of it. Him said the first time, like when the father farm him constitution, he said, none of the item know to run a government. And him said the thing what come to his mind was that you have to go study. Yes, none of the item know to run a government. So it's not no illusion thing in him saying you in yourself now, because what more can niggas do? Him done late already. Study to make yourself approve. Marcus Garvey said preparedness is the watchword. So we have to organize ourselves in everything. What does a government have? What does a country constitute of? So we have to formulate to say, of course, Ella Council is good. If we're talking about the ancient African principle, we're telling people, say, we come to share with ancient African, you must have the council of elders. When something go wrong in the village and say, you have to call so you have to call so and come and then come together and say, and you know, this is not how it was done, you know. And this is the ancient way, you know. And the councillors sit and say, okay, do that, whatever, and say, well, that is it, and that is it, and him hear what I say, and but you look into what him saying. You understand? So you must have council of elders, you must have these people, and you're going to hear different things coming up. And we cannot set our mind like there's no changes. There's one thing that never changes. You know, the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards order, and that every man must know. The ceremonial order cannot be changed. The Sabbath is the Sabbath. The 7 Psalms you'll ever read. Just as all the order going the roll call, going the service, these ancient landmarks cannot be removed. But as long as they have governments that govern the people, there will always be changes. There will always be things that it wasn't there. But as long as you have life eternal, there will be, because the generation will come. That is why it was from donkey and cart till you have big Rolls Royce or Bentley or whatever, and you have all these things. Because there's always changes. There's always changes when it comes to that. Of course, the children them can come together, and the children them can have a little committee amongst themselves. You cannot break them up, them committee, because when you break up their committee, you're trying to stagnate their minds, make them become docile, like them cannot think. You have kept their mind there, and their mind must expand, it must explore. You cannot plow down and tighten a person's mind because it is broad, it is wide. Because within a person's mind is a universe, is a universal thoughts that is to be shared. So even if you, just as you said here, you know, there's a generation where it will rise and say, I'm not going to sit down and wait on that. And the next generation will say, well, I will continue that. There's a generation going to rise and say, what? My father, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, they purchased the SSCR more than call it SS Frederick Douglass. I will go forward out there, and I will purchase a ship and call it the SSS King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. You understand? And I will call it that. And I will call it in the name of Priest Bobby, and I will call it in the name of Priest Joel, because these men have done great things. And I will call it in the name of Priest Sheppy. And nothing is wrong with that, because you honor your ancestors, you honor your elders, regardless. Any fault a man might find in a person, you must never forget the ancients who have cleared the way for you and I. Because it was them that a man could say him in Chile, and him saying praises to the Almighty, and a man in Costa Rica, and Panama, and Brazil, and all over, in South Africa, in Mali, in Kenya, all of these places. from the liquor one, that they pick him up and lick him down and him bounce right back. But it wasn't him alone. When he marched onto King's house, it was still not him alone. Him having patience with him, having people them with him. It's just like any warrior going into war. Them have the king's guard, them have the right hand man, them, everyone is there. Everyone is there. And the Empress is there too.
Yeah, man.
So we have to always know, so we're moving forward in this time. And that we have to look on this time. It's like we have to sit and analyze. It's not a pointing a finger or whatever, you understand? Where are we now? What are we doing? You understand? Yes, we have to formulate ourselves as a government. A government of everything. You understand? From the guardhouse end up fall under the Minister of Security. The kitchen going fall under the Minister of Health and food and all of these things. Minister of Transport, all of these are different. These things are in government. It is there. It is natural. We cannot run away from it. And we have to just face it. Because these things are only practice. Or we think, you think to rule a country, there'll be chaos in the country if you don't start to practice and know that these things are necessary. You rule the country today, so tomorrow you're going to take out the Minister of Security because he's not doing nothing right. You're going to take out the Minister of Finance. So all these treasury will learn amongst themselves, and the father said them things and say treasury and all of these things, and also make sure the books is balanced and everything is going out. When you run in the country, what are you going to do? If you wasn't practicing there, what are you going to do?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
if you're not practicing there to choose the youths amongst you and all of them to sit beside you and know what is to be done. Because there, no. Remember, no. It's not I and I alone, no. People are out there and the people we need, and the people always be the strength also. But we have to let people know so they are the strength and what they have to do. You see it? So Minister of Health, we have man around I and I, still practicing, still researching, still creating medicines every day. You know, give thanks and I praise scale Leons.
It's for the government, eh?
You understand? So it's a government. And all of these things are necessary in our government. So where the Congress reach today, as we say, we give thanks. And it is rising. Members are rising. But it's to formulate the members now and let the members know what is to be done and how we organize ourselves. We're not a scattered people. And as an Arab Christian stated, of course, we have to have an active plan. Because every country have a plan, and this year a budget, and next year what it's going to go to. You know, this amount we'll have to spend on infrastructure, this amount we'll have to spend on road, this amount we'll have to go to that, this amount will... It's just natural our government run, you know. The Congress in this time, one of the things within the Congress is this time that the Congress need to know its parliamentarian members. And parliamentarian members must visit the headquarters. Must visit the headquarters. If you rule a country, you govern a country, you must go to the country. You must go to the country. You have to go to the country.
As in exile?
And not exile in. You understand? These are free man and freedom of movement. You have to go to the people that you lead. And you have to see the people that you lead.
You're correct.
You must be around the people then. Else you cannot be the leader of the people. There will always be rebellion. You have to go to the people that you lead. You have to sit with the people that you lead. We are living in a day and age. It's not about a person who's afar off. People like to see who who is amongst them. Understand? So when we come to those full understanding amongst yourself and realize, you know, that, you know, it's a reality, it's not an illusion. This is not no illusion. And yeah, you understand, we have to just know. And this is what the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles requires of us, organize and centralize. What more can Negus do again? Negus give us a government. And every government must have a constitution. And in a government, of course, you're going to have, if you don't like it, you're going to have parliamentarian members. And remember this, we do not deal with ex-politics, but as long as you have parliament and government, it's politics. You understand what I'm saying? That is what it is. That's just a name for it.
Not party politics.
No, not what them dealing with it. It's just the righteous thing you have to deal with.
Policies.
Policies, principles. Yes, and yeah, you're going to add these things. And people going to always come and people always see this, you know. I remember, you know, the age protected infants cared for sit nourish, you know, and the humble be fed, naked clothed. And these things must be done because we have a constitution. And the constitution shows so we have a living witness. For sure, so these things are done. That's why I tell you the first part in the constitution, it tells of the aims and objectives. To the third part, it says we gather money solely for the aforesaid aims. The other 6th part that deals with the constitution is about making the thing what people afraid of, and it need money.
True, man.
So you have to have businesses to make this, not for anyone one aggrandizement. The things that the Congress is there to make them get rich. Or if you put the Congress thing in their pockets, it's not that it is for. That means if we have obligations and if the United Nations call tomorrow and say need 7 men from the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress in the coffers, there must be finance here to deal with such issue. And anything come up on the Congress and anyone speaking anything against the Congress, there must be money in the coffers also to defend the legal cause of the Congress. And if you so hire the best lawyers, if you don't have a lawyer that wears a turban, you have to get a legitimate, ultimate lawyer, whether coming from the shores of Ghana or Kenya or Sierra Leone or wherever it may be, to defend the cause of the Congress. And that is just a natural thing. The Congress is the Ethiopia royal nation where the kingdom is, it turned the poor and have-nots into a royal nation where the people.
I mean, that hit it right there on the head, as they would say, you know, without a doubt, especially when we have to consider budgeting everything, taking it out of the fable fairy tale mentality and really seeing this as the true government and not just being comfortable. It's easy to just get comfortable in life and everything all right, and you just do the same thing every day and on a treadmill and not really thinking, you know, you have your little children, oh, they're so cute and nice. Yeah, time moving on. Reality will come in, especially if you're training your youths to be like you. They're gonna want to know, so, you know, where's the benefits now? I've been following this for a while. Where's the end result? You know, you told me don't go on that road, stay on this road. So where are we going? Where is this road carrying us? All of that is very, very, very important. And I found it interesting even when they said, it was Priest Bailey was saying that King Emmanuel asked them, so nobody here, a goody can run a government. And it's, you know, back to the studying, to the books. Let's go and study and research and observe. And that's what Marcus Garvey tell us to do, go and observe them other people did. See what it is they do and take pattern from them. Nothing wrong with that.
That's what Marcus Garvey teaches about. That is what I'm teaching you about. Him say, if them have that, you can have it too. In the messages of the people, you know, Marcus Garvey said, follow the thing of the Japanese. If the white men build a ship, the Japanese make sure and build one. If the white men build a school for teaching people, the Japanese make sure and build one. So it's the same thing I have to do. Because you see a terrible thing, you see a thing right now, you know. How many young youths that born in the Congress is growing up and remaining in the Congress? Because what we have to remember about youths, you know, growing up, you have to check yourself as a youth.
Of course.
Growing up, you're observing those in front of you. Because people think that youths are not wise. But Honorable Priest Lindell said something to me one time and him said, King Emmanuel said, Asian people them that come back in and I threw them in a small body, you know. So don't look on them trace them small things, so them don't have a sense, or yet do not neglect them, you know, don't look over them, you know. They are observing, and they are observing to say, do I want to be a part of this?
Wow.
You see, so them going to see other means and ways, so we have to set it for the youths, for the generations. You understand? So the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards does his work, Marcus Mosiah Garvey does his work, Emperor Selassie, and so all other great leaders. So everyone have to make themselves stand out in history also. What they have done for the race. We don't come here to eat and drink and turn corpses and them thing there, and there's nothing significant that they have done for the race or the upliftment of the race. It's leaders the Congress is making to go forth and make changes in the earth by any means necessary, whatever you have to do to make changes in the earth. Radical changes in the earth, stand out in the earth same way.
But if it's one thing, you know, as Bobo Shanti, we have a phrase where we say we win out already.
Out already.
And again, just like everything else, that's not the fable family.
No.
I mean, you can take your time and just observe it. I'm telling you, family, believe me, this is a real world, eh? And every 10 years, the world look different. And I'm telling you, tomorrow may not necessarily be like today. I see a thing take place when Mr. COVID and Mrs. Corona was around the place. And the way that they had it, I see people that never say Rastafari. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I don't know what they say in private. But all sorts of people turn Rasta during COVID. All sorts of people coming to I&I to sign documents to say that they is member of this and member of that, and them is Rasta for how long. So their children
don't get any vaccine and could go to
vaccine
school
and
and
so
these
on,
things.
so. And you know what I mean? And I tell you, well, choose the enemy we fighting. I can tell you this. I can just, there's a purge your conscience. Choose the enemy we fighting. And I know some of them people ain't no Rasta. I mean, all of us are highly Selassie children, you know. But, I mean, you as a black man come with a little baby to me. I not gonna send you back to the beast to stab you up. You're Selassie children. I sign it and make them go.
Is that the reason why they come to you, no, priest?
But this one I'm trying to show you now. This is just like a sneak preview. See, like you said that, don't worry, man, the prophecy doesn't start to fulfill.
Yeah.
Just a little glimpse.
All
that
right.
was like a little glimpse of the future. When as the prophecy said, they're gonna come to the headquarters to rule them.
Yeah, man.
Come to I&I. People gonna be sending, not no fairy tale, you know. People gonna
No.
be like, oh, they're cool. You open your email. Simple. The government of Kenya. We have been observing you, so-and-so. We were recommended by so-and-so. We would like we'd like you to come to the university here in Dar es Salaam, Nairobi, wherever, to do a 7-month course with us on Rastafari. Simple as that.
Right. Just simple like that.
They start there. It will
Just
happen.
like that.
In
Just
fact, it
like
does
that.
and that's the reality, you know, nothing too spooky. Just
No.
real fact.
Reality.
And it happening. So we have to be prepared for it. When they call you and say, yeah, we can send the ticket tomorrow, you have to have the curriculum ready.
You better be ready when Rastafari come.
Yeah.
Preparedness is the watchword. So that is the whole thing. As I say, a man have to just work on himself. I know I said this is not a spooky thing, is that we have to be prepared. And we have to be ready in everything that we do. So it's a picture of the bigger picture. It's a miniature, just say, of the bigger picture which will come. So it's a practice.
Yeah.
And all these things that we say is practice. Because the Father says 6 to 7 months ruling, you know. Someone will wait on that and someone not waiting on that. Was a reason why people call you. It's a reason why them see. So that is why, you know, the elder spoke to me once, you know, there was an elder that was in the foundation at the time, and I must say, the only way we lose in this time is when we go do the wrong. Because we already win.
True. Oh, that's nice.
Already win. The only way we lose is when we leave and go and do the wrong.
Yeah, we done with already.
But the people them already see you, you know. I just say, people see you, you know. People watching us, you know. That's why even as Rastafari people, Bobo Shanti, Bingy, 12, all Rastafari people come to you. Or a person can be safe and see you and that person never see you in all him life and him just should just, for example, I'm moving through the earth one at a time with some broom. And her sister, she'd have to go and cover herself. But she coming out like, not nude, but she have on a little night. But she come out to tell you every details what's going on in her life and problems. And if they come out to you, no, they probably never do that to someone else. True. But people confide in you. You understand? They want to ask you this, they need to ask you that. There are people out there that to see you, even you as Rastafari, going through the earth, and they wonder if they can approach you to ask you certain things.
Yeah, man. People
say we have to
put their little baby in your hand and say, hold this, make them right now.
Yes.
They say, wow, wait.
And you still have to be so wise. Even if they put their baby in your hand,
yeah, you wonder,
so wise.
What is this?
Because it's war we at, you know.
True. Man, I give you a bag and say, let's just hold this with me.
Yeah, man. It's war we at, you know. And remember, you know. So we have to just be wise and discreet amongst ourselves. I remember, say, Africa is a big place. These are just small islands, you know. And you govern from where you are to the community, to the county, to the parish, to the state, to the entire country. Right? Because dear sir, it is not the humble be fed, the naked clothed, sick nourished, yet protected, infants cared for. And so we give thanks. And that's why the father even said, you know, it's finished. Because I even always speak about the Empress, especially the Empress League. You see the letterheads of the Congress, it might look simple, you know. Before a man go into the contents of these letters and go into the contents of these pamphlets, you know, the letterheads are something that I want to have to really sit down and look bit by bit what these are saying. Now, even the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress coming down and said, some people, they say, people above all organization. It does not say that. It says people above all kingdoms. All kingdoms. And within this kingdom, it stands governmental, parliamental, churchical, sabbatical. Above all kingdoms. Organizations is within governments. So it's not just organization. To say it above all organization, you're talking about kingdom, because within the kingdoms, they have government. So it's a government above your parliament. When your kingdom, it's above everything. Formerly at 54B Spanish Town Road. So even the conquering lion shall break every chain. That's what it's saying on the Congress. The Woman Freedom Liberation League, it said the conquering lion hath prevailed. So it done right there, so man and woman kingdom.
Yeah. The
conquering lion break every chain and set the captives free and formulate him government and everything. And put the woman beside him as a pinnacle and said the conquering lion hath prevailed. You have to deliver the woman and children numberless than the sands of the seashore.
That's clear. My lord, give thanks, you know, we have to see. I asking the family to give the video some more of them thumbs up there, some more of them so-called likes with some love. My lord, give thanks for this evening, you know. Let me just remind everyone, you know, that the interview that the testimony that we would have done with the Honorable Priest Shimran Davidson, we're going to officially air it right now as we seal up this program here on Radio Anu. Of course, you don't know Radio Anu, Priest Isaac Institute.com, Priest Isaac Institute.com. That should all be in the link in the description below. You just press it and come straight to Radio Anu. And taking that interview is a very lengthy interview, not very lengthy, about 2 hours, but you should get a good vibes. Once you have your meds and you're sitting, it should be upful. Myself, the Honorable Priest Shipran, speaking of all things Rastafari, all things King Emmanuel, all things Bobo Shanti. Yes, my Lord, give thanks again,
Thanks and every praise.
for this evening. I'll just leave the sealing words with you, and of course, you can bless us out with a reverence. And again, I ask in the family, just give us some of them thumbs up there so that the video, and share the link. I think that's the main thing. Share the video with a friend. My Lord, blessed.
Yes, my Lord. So we give thanks again for all members of the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress, Church of Divine Salvation, and the elders, man and woman, youngsters, man and woman, prince and princesses, and the baby that is in the stomach at this time in the belly. We give thanks to each and every one. Give thanks to Rastafari people, 4 wings of earth universally. Give thanks to the black race, I people, Charity begins at home. Love of self, no service, one nation. So we give thanks to such handful of Rastafari people in this time. Thanks to the members of the Congress who come to bring the world to a right, black people to a right in this time, So we give thanks to the mustard seed that is growing in this time. And we give thanks for the anniversary again, and it's a very significant moment, 31st of May. And, a lot of things happen the 31st within May. We give thanks to Emperor Selassie, departing May, returning May. We give thanks again. We give thanks to the formation of the OAU. So everything signed and sealed from the beginning of the month to the sealing of the month. It is very significant. So we give thanks to all those that have joined in at this time and continue to be with this, the House of Priests. Sometimes, we'll hear things and it might be troubled. But the water is troubled and you must just step right in, don't be afraid, give thanks and know that, don't watch obstacles. As we say again, obstacles is just to show you that it's the way. So as an priest, we have an aim, we have an objective, we have a plan. So in the plan, you must cross the rivers, you must go through thickets, and you must go through thorns. Sometimes you get cut, sometimes your foot get away and anything there, rocks, and you climb the mountain and rocks falling down and look like you want to hit in your head and everything. But it's a way. Obstacles is not like what people say, like it's a hindrance. No. You're going there, and that's obstacles. What you call obstacles is the way. Just know that it is the way. It is the way. So you just walk through it. And through the fire, you never get burned, and through the waters, and it never come over you. And you're going to victory because, as I say, at the end of the battlefield, at the end of it all, victory is waiting. And we win out already. So let us just continue to fight a good fight and know that we can't be afraid of ourselves. Because anything you fear, as we say, conquer you. False evidence appearing to be real. So just go forward and just conquer and conquer and conquer and conquer and conquer. Because we have the 3 in 1 and the 1 in 3. And they are undisputable and they are unconquerable because they are the conquerors. So therefore, they make us as a people conquerors. So whatever in your mind towards the upliftment of the race, go forward, pursue it, and let no one deter you or alter you from achieving that goal. Give thanks to life above all things and all strength and all powers, and give thanks to such mighty Congress still moving on from lowland to islands. Jah Rastafari. So I will see that this present moment till near word, as another priest Bob would say. Glory be to our Father, and to the Son, to the Holy One of creation. As Jah was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, Jah world without end. Selassie, Jah Rastafari. Great is our God, and great to praise in the city of our God in the mountain of his holiness. Beautiful for situation, the Jah of the whole earth is Mount Zion, the side of the north, the city of the great King. King of righteousness and King of peace, Melchizedek, the King of Salem. Give thanks to dwell in I and I, Most High, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Peace and love, honorary priest, technicians,
Majesty.
and loved ones in the house.
And
Blessed love.
blessed to the congregation and all ones. And as I said, on Radio Anu, PriestIsaacInstitute.com, we will even continue with that